opposition who are already calling out at the Prime Minister over this interview. Jairam Ramesh, who has condemned the Prime Minister's response on China, saying the Prime Minister's reaction to the China issue is disgraceful, saying that Prime Minister was at his cowardly worst, giving feeble responses on China. We have Ankit with us right now. Ankit, a host of issues that have been addressed by Prime Minister Modi directly, seemingly on those issues when the opposition, in particular Congress Party, has been raising questions. Now today, when the Prime Minister is speaking on the issue, Congress Party continues to question him.
Yes, it's issue, not issues, Amita. It's only China. Jairam Ramesh's contention, he says in his interview, the Prime Minister was at his cowardly worst. His only comment on China's repeated infringements on India's sovereignty was that the Indo-China border situation needs to be addressed urgently to resolve the abnormality in the bilateral interactions. The PM had a chance to send a powerful message to China. However, his ineffective and feeble response is likely to only encourage China further in asserting its claim on India's territory. The Prime Minister's reaction to the China issue is not only disgraceful but also disrespectful to our martyrs who made the supreme sacrifice in defending our borders. The Prime Minister should apologize to the 140 crore Indians for deceiving them on the national television on June 19, 2020 with the statement "Na koi ghusa hai, na koi ghus aaya hai," and keeping the nation in dark about his failures in protecting the borders with China. This has to also be juxtaposed with what we heard yesterday, which is on the Kachativu issue, Amita, where people highlighted that Akshay Chin had been given away by the Congress. So this is a related controversy. Most definitely.
All right. Thank you, Ankit, for that update. But even when it comes to all of the other issues as well, seemingly important as far as Prime Minister's interview is concerned, we have Pragya also with us right now. Good afternoon, Pragya. The Prime Minister highlighted, especially when it comes to the last 10 years of the Modi Sarkar, when it comes to contentious issues, when it comes to the abrogation of Article 370, the development of the nation and the Indian economy, and of course, when it comes to the persistent issue of border issues with China.
Well, in this interview, Amita, the Prime Minister has touched upon all the relevant issues of his governance in 10 years and also on the critics that those have been attacking Prime Minister and his governance for 10 years. He, in fact, has spoken about election and democracy as well. There are many people who are saying that democracy is dead in the opposition as well, and there are voices from the foreign countries as well who are attacking the democracy, India on issue of democracy. Prime Minister, in fact, has a rebuttal saying that these are the people, including in our country and West, these are the people who live in alternate realities. And in fact, these are the people who conflate their own views, who do not have any touch with the grassroots realities, and who conflate their own ideas which are against people, and they impose them on the democracy and the people of the country. And he in fact said that, the democracy is in our genes, not just the constitution that provides us to be a democratic country, but this is in the genes of the country as well. On abrogation 370, the Prime Minister has said that the growth opportunities and tourism has in fact grown in Jammu and Kashmir ever since abrogation of 370 come in place, and also said that there are several opportunities and investment. The region is seeing development like no one else, and these are the growth positive stories that have come from Kashmir. He in fact also spoke about digital infrastructure and also the infrastructure, and says that the environment also is very important for us. We have keeping a track of that. The development that we are doing infrastructurally will not be in contrary to the environment issue. We are keeping in mind that the environment is protected, and this is exactly why we are striking a balance between the infrastructure that the country really needs and also the environment. He also spoke about the border issues. He said that there had been issue with China. Opposition has been breaking it, like Jairam Ramesh has also tweeted it, attacking Prime Minister. The Prime Minister said that we had issues with China, we still have issues with China, but it is up to us to ensure that there is peace, there is tranquility. We need to ensure that our borders are secure, our borders are safe, and we also need to replace China as manufacturing hub. Global partners and also the foreign countries should look to us for manufacturing.
Stay on with us. Let's quickly get some reactions. Mr. Pramod Tiwari is with us right now. Sir, the Congress Party already raising questions, especially when it comes to the China issue, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi has highlighted that it is only talks and frequent engagement that can sort the issue.
देखिए, मोदी सरकार की बहुत बड़ी कमजोरी है। मैं कहूँगा उन्होंने भारत माता का सर झुका दिया है। जिस तरह से 21 हमारे आर्मी पर्सनल्स की हत्या लद्दाख में हुई, सबको मालूम है। जिस तरीके से हमारी जो चौकियां थी जिनमें हमको भी राइट था जाने का, इनको भी था, उस पे हमारी गश्त बैन कर दी, बंद कर दी। 20-21 राउंड वार्ता हो चुकी दोनों के जनरल्स के बीच में, लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल्स, लेकिन आज तक अभी उसमें हमें अधिकार नहीं मिला जाने का। अरुणाचल में जो हो रहा है वो सर से झुक जाता है, जब देखो नाम बदल देता है, जब देखो गांव बसा लेता है। तो इसमें मोदी सरकार पूरी तरह असफल रही है जहां तक सवाल है चाइना पॉलिसी पे। तीसरी जो सबसे बड़ी चिंता का विषय है, कभी तो कहते थे हम लाल आंख दिखा के बात करेंगे, लाल आंख तो छोड़िए, साधारण आंख दिखा के बात करने की हिम्मत नहीं जुटा पा रहे हैं। और मैं इसमें एक खास तौर से बात करना चाहता हूं, बल्कि बिजनेस का रेशियो बढ़ता जा रहा है। जो रेशियो पहले था, तय था, एक्सपेक्टेड था 50-50% होगा, वो टिल्टेड है टुवर्ड्स चाइना। चाइना को ज्यादा फेवर मिल रहा है, हम कर नहीं पा रहे हैं। तो मोदी सरकार पूरी तरह चीन के मोर्चे पे कमजोर, बुज़दिल सरकार साबित हुई है।
जी, लेकिन तिवारी जी, अगर रक्षा मंत्री राजनाथ सिंह खुद ही वहां जाते हैं, और जहां तक नाम बदलने की बात की जाती है, वो हमने देखा है कि एक्सटर्नल अफेयर्स मिनिस्टर की तरफ से भी कहा गया है कि नाम बदलने से आखिरकार क्या हो जाता है। अगर चीन में कोई इलाकों का नाम बदल दिया जाए तो इसका मतलब ये तो नहीं होगा कि वो भारत के इलाके बन जाएंगे।
देखिए, अगर इतनी भी शर्म नहीं है, इतना भी देश के प्रति सम्मान नहीं है कि देश के हमारे हिस्से को नाम बदल रहा है और कह रहे हैं उससे क्या फर्क पड़ता है। तो this is a shameless government, and the policy of the Indian government under the Prime Ministership of PM Modi is disgraceful if he has said like that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Tiwari, the Congress leader, speaking to us on Times Now, but we are trying to get multiple reactions on this. Pragya, as you heard the Congress party leader, of course, we played out what Jairam Ramesh also say. They are raising questions, saying that this was the perfect opportunity for the Prime Minister to give out a stern message, especially when it comes to the China issue.
Well, if you remember, Prime Minister has always been advocating peace, and in fact when there was a war, there still is a war between Russia and Ukraine, Prime Minister reached out to the both countries and said that war is not the solution, we need to have a solution, in fact, and we should talk to each other, we should discuss, and we should have peace in the region. And this is exactly what Prime Minister is trying to say here when it comes to the question of China. Prime Minister in fact emphasized that we are reforming our economy. First we need to boost ourselves, and then we take on other people, other countries if need be. And there are many ways to do it rather than war. One of it is that replace the businesses that go to China with India. India should be emerging as a manufacturing hub, and Prime Minister said that we are way ahead on this, and we will achieve this target very soon, as the world is also showing faith in India on this front as well. Secondly, it comes to borders. So we have to strengthen our borders, which Prime Minister said, which government is ensuring that the border region, in fact, Prime Minister has named the last villages, we used to call them, as the first village, and there are ministers who are going there on several intervals and ensuring that there are people there, there are activities there, people go there, they become a tourist hub, activity hub as well. So all these things are being taken care by the Modi government. This is exactly what Prime Minister has said. When it comes to, I'm hearing what Pramod Tiwari just said, and BJP has a strong rebuttal about that. BJP said that someone can come to your home and rename your home. That doesn't mean that your home gets renamed. Arunachal is still an integral
and will always be an integral part of India. Of course, there is no doubt on that when it comes to territorial integrity and sovereignty, and this is something that India has made its message loud and clear to the world, and especially to China multiple times. Pragya, please do continue to be with us, because talking about the Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself, let's move on and talk about